Hello everyone, it's a Dutchman's Foremost and welcome to this brand new The Sims 4 Discover University speed build. So today, this is quite a different speed build than what I normally do because today I'm building a dorm room. And normally I really go for like the super fancy houses or just generally just buildings where I focus on the exterior. But today I'm actually doing a dorm room, but one which is very typical, which I can pretty much relate to a lot because today I'm building an architecture student's dorm room. And a quick note, this is not my own dorm room because that one would be sort of hard to recreate. Also, I'm moving kind of soon, so it didn't really feel like it would be logical to build my own dorm room, but this is a dorm room of an architecture student, or at least the one which I imagined to be of an architecture student, meaning that it has quite some familiarities with like my own dorm room in real life, and actually the dorm rooms of very many of my friends, because our architecture students tend to have quite some typical things in their rooms. For instance, very many models, just models, architectural models, which we have to create for our studies. Obviously, very many people have like some very self-made furniture as well. I know very many friends who've crafted some of their furniture themselves, and there's quite some of those items coming with the Discover University expansion pack, so that's cool to explore. That's basically what I'm doing in this episode. It is a room, it will be uploaded, or it has been uploaded to the gallery as a room as well, meaning that you can just put it into one of the existing university housing lots, and you can just put it in there. I believe it fits in the one which you currently see me building in, which is Rochester, in that world, or on this specific lot, you can just put this dorm in, and in that way you can have your sim go to university and actually live in this dorm room, which I think should be pretty cool. If this is not exactly the way others do like the uploading to the gallery thing with regards to dorm splitters, let me know. Also, know that I'm also going to be doing very many normal speed builds like you're used to from me, but I really wanted to focus on the interior a little bit more, and I must say I really enjoyed working on this one specific interior, because normally you just start working on the exterior. At least in my case, I just fully finish the exterior and then I have to start working on the interior, and I've actually been focusing on the interior a little bit more, especially recently, and especially been focusing more on the layout of the interior, meaning it can be better. However, generally I've finished or done quite some building already by the time I've reached working on the interior, meaning that I tend to not really be that much into the interior anymore, and also meaning that I can't really put all focus onto it and all my time into it. But with this dorm, I could actually spend like almost an hour working on it, just on this one single room, which is pretty cool. It's a 5x7 square room, I believe, just in case you need that to know if it can fit into any of your current builds. But that's just fun to really focus on the details and explore very many of the items, because now I've actually been working on this video at my own computer, so this wasn't recorded in San Francisco at SimScan, but just on my own PC, meaning that I had all the expansion packs and stuff at my disposal, which means that I could also add some cool windows, which I really liked, which are these more kind of studio windows, which also inspired me to create an actual architectural firm in The Sims one day, because I can imagine that's pretty cool, or at least I would personally really like to focus on that, make some kind of hip, cool, innovative architecture studio environment, quite a big one, like a Starchitect firm, which has quite many employees, and then imagining that being based in New York. So I'm really planning on doing that soon, but first I want to get very many Discover University videos out, of course, but after that I'll probably move on to like some new stuff like this architecture firm. But like I said, or like I mentioned already, this is an architecture student dorm room, which means that it's got quite some creative touches to it. For example, the bike. Bikes are new in the Sims 4 Discover University, of course, and like one quick thing to mention, by the way, is that almost no one actually puts his bike into his room in the Netherlands. However, the people who do are like the people who really are bike freaks and do like racing on their bikes, and who tend to have like sort of expensive bikes as well. You know, in the Netherlands, sometimes the culture around biking goes as extreme that you sort of rent a bike or borrow someone's bike in case your one is sort of broken. So you sort of borrow it without bringing it back. Basically, bikes tend to get stolen a lot, and especially if you've got like €1,000 racing bike, you don't want it to be stolen. But in student cities, the bike stolen percentage is pretty high, so those people tend to put it indoors, but then they tend to hang it. So one of the first things I looked at when I knew that bikes would be coming, and I actually got my hands in the game for the first time, I looked if it was possible to actually hang a bike, which was not possible. So I've actually put it on like its stand in the room, just on some shelves, which is totally something I've never seen anyone do, and which is really not a Dutch thing to do. But I wanted to get that bike into the room just because I just know quite some people who've got a bike in their room and it looks sort of cool, and you know, it really adds to that student feeling. And I just thought it would be cool decorative to have it in this room. Basically, there's also just a lot of junk around, very many files, a lot of paperwork, because architecture students have got a lot of paperwork, and like some blueprints around like the desk area. I added 2 desks because as an architecture student, seriously, one of the most important things I've learned is that you need a lot of desk space, because you're constantly working with like huge papers. Sometimes it's just true poster format and you've got to fit it on your desk, which is a true struggle. I've also added that extra screen because you're working a lot on your computer, doing like 3D modeling, playing The Sims a little bit, and you know, Photoshop, all that kind of stuff. So I added an extra screen and just some self-crafted furniture, and like quite some art, because architecture students tend to like, you know, art, and like just generally cool things which sort of look cool. So I've really gone for some kind of the hipster items which I could find, or just some of the cool items which I thought was really cool, because many of these items I don't usually use in my builds, but this time it was like very logical to use them, or very cool to just implement them in the build. So that was a lot of fun, and like I mentioned, it was really cool to focus on one room for once and really focus on creating that and make it like super detailed, which normally I don't really have time for. Also, I added that craft table. I wanted to do like the architecture's table, architect's drawing table, which we used to have in The Sims 3, but which we don't actually have in The Sims 4. So I just added that model making table, which would be really cool to have in your room, but I know no one who's got such a table in his room. It's truly the dream of every architecture student, I guess, because that would mean you would be able to make models all night long, meaning that the day before the deadline you don't have to finish at 12 when the faculty closes, but you can actually stay up all night, pull an all-nighter, and then get to uni for the presentation at 9 without any sleep. Because generally the model is the thing that is waited for to be finished last, or at least, you know, you first have to finish the design, then you've got to finish the posters and all that stuff, sometimes a technical report, and then the last thing is the model. And it doesn't matter how good you plan, the model always takes twice as long to finish as you thought it would take, meaning you have to pull an all-nighter in order to finish it. Also, an item which I haven't actually really used correctly is the dancing floor, which I've used as a rug, because it seemed like just some papers, which I believe it is. It's supposed to look like that, but like I said, it's got the function in the game as a dancing floor, so I'm not too sure what it functions like whenever you put it as a rug with a table on top of it. I'm sure you'll have some experiences with that, so if you've got cool, funny experiences with that, please let me know in the comments. Generally, by the way, let me know in the comments what you think of the video, what you would like to see next, because I really liked these room videos, or really like to create this room. So let me know what kind of room, it's cool to create a room when you've got some kind of theme to work on or work with. So yeah, let me know what kind of room you would like to see next. I also did this little balcony thing. It's not on the gallery, but you can super easily recreate it. So yeah, because it wasn't possible to actually upload this together with the room, I would have to upload it separately, and it's so small that I was like, okay, they can recreate it themselves. Also, this is, I must say, a very luxurious dorm room because it's very spacious. It's got its own balcony, or at least maybe this is the room which the balcony of the house is actually attached to, meaning that all the friends always come to his room in order to go to the balcony and chill there. And it was really cool to have some of the items which I really wanted to have access to during Sims Camp as well, to add some atmosphere to the build, because those lights and the barbecue are just very typical and truly fit the student life. And this the Marchuno stuff pack items are really cool. That's truly the most underrated stuff pack. I might talk about that a little bit more in a later video, but yeah, I used some of the lights here, and during this video I noticed that there's actually some really cool items coming with that pack. But anyways, as you can see, these are just some overview shots of the dorm room. Let me know, like I mentioned, what you would like to see next for these videos. I'm also doing another student housing full speed build, where I'm also doing the exterior and like a common area, and just basically a full speed build like you used to from me. But yeah, if you've got anything you would like to share with me in the comments, please let me know, because I always read everything and love to read what you think of it. Don't forget to leave a like, and like I mentioned, this build is on the gallery. Look for gallery ID Dutch Sims Master, and then you'll be able to check it out there. So yeah, this is, I believe, one of the last shots, which gives quite a cool overview of the dorm room. I would love to live there, even though it is sort of messy, but I actually didn't really make it super messy, so that's okay. And it's actually pretty big, so that's cool. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. I hope to see you back in another one. Goodbye.